Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Amuse Jester. My name is Junior. So this is like part 2 of this issue with the abs cracking on Optimus Prime. Now I've looked at this and thankfully my thing is now zooming clearly. So I stopped during the edit of the first inspection because when I was looking at the editing, it seemed like there was something like right here, a crack. But it was shiny and glinty. So I shot it again and I wiped it and I zoomed in, but unfortunately back then my camera wasn't zooming in, but so I can see clearly here. I'm really not seeing anything, but there is maybe a hint. I don't know if it's a hint, like right there, like an almost hairline thing, but I'm not sure if it's crack or not. So like in the visible eye, I don't see anything. I really don't. I don't see any whitening that it's cracking and nothing on that side. But then I googled it and the only thing that I can see is on a website, the tfw2005.com forum boards, and there's this one guy who posted it and opened his because he didn't see anything in the front, and he opened it up, and when he opened it up, there's no cracks in the back of his thing at all. And his name is OptionZero, but he did notice that the rails on the side, on one side, they're all bent. And I just can't get it out of my mind. I am not gonna be transforming this over and over. Honestly, since I finished the review, I was done. It's done. Finish transforming it. I'm not a transformer. I don't tend to transform my stuff a lot. I just display it and I'm good. But I just can't get it out of my mind that my original one, the Ryan D one, and I can't remember when I bought it. Was it 2000 or 1990? I can't remember. They've been in storage and everything. I haven't been properly taking care of them. They're yellowing. The rubber is breaking off, and I have never had an issue with them for the entire 25 years I've had them. Okay, and it just kind of scares me that this thing will be in storage for 20 years or until I'm dead, and it might crack. I don't know. But I'm just curious to see if mine is the same way as OptionZero. And they've gotten cracked up on the rails on the inside. The thing is though, I don't know how to open this, because in order to open this, I have to open, I believe I can see 6 on his screws. So I'm assuming it's this one, maybe, see, where is that? Maybe I'm thinking this one, 2. I need to open this up, is basically because I can't get to the screw without removing this whole back panel. And if this back panel can't be removed, then I'm not going to go forward, and you guys will never see this video. So those 3 screws that you just saw me remove does allow it to separate this way. Very, very carefully. So I'm looking at his photographs, and it looks like this one, and this one are the corresponding ones that I need to remove. So this one, that's my magnet at the very end of this to magnetize the whole thing, so I can just lift it out. I just attach it there. This one, that's a different screw. This one over here is a different screw than the rest of them. This is going way beyond though what a normal recipient of these toys should do, honestly. And it's up to you guys to decide whether Hasbro should be held responsible or not. You guys will decide on your own what to do with your own toy. I'm fairly confident with my skills as a customizer and stuff that I can put it back and I can do certain repairs that I can think of. But it's really up to you guys. I am doing this out of curiosity, to be honest. Like I said, I'm never gonna transform this as badly. Here it is, guys, the reveal, as what you would normally what normally it would be. So I don't think I'll ever end up being that bad. I'm just like moving this back and forth to loosen things up. So I'm not entirely sure those are the screws you need to remove. Or if you need to remove any more. Like, I wonder if I need to remove this as well. Nope. Nope, it just separated just like that. This is the back of the piece. And here is the front. I do believe there is a very small crack in mine. Right there. It's the reason why I was kind of suspicious is that I suspected that there might be some sort of oil residue, because that's what it looked like to me right here when I cleaned it off. It looked like it was an oil residue that was linear, which was weird. But it's so minute, I really couldn't tell. Like, you can kind of see it, right? Like, see where the glint is? T-Man was asking me what the glint was. Well, the glint is basically like, and I'm not joking or anything. The glint is basically something that the light is somehow reflecting off of a surface. And the surface right now, after me wiping it, is fairly flat, except there's a glint where the light is reflecting right there. And when I turn it over, there it is. See? There's a hairline crack on mine. But My railings are just fine. So what's the fix that I'm thinking of doing with this one to strengthen it? The problem is, like, even if I strengthen it, I still don't understand what could have caused it. So OptionZero is saying this is what's causing it. There's a lot of tension that's being caused. And see, look at how mine is. It's basically just nothing more than just a tight fit. So what he's saying is I could just shave this off so it's a little bit loose, and technically you don't really need this to be tight anyway, because the thing that goes in here is what's going to cause the fitness. So I think, okay, so here's the fix that I'm gonna do. I gotta clean the surface off. So I've kind of wiped it off. So basically I'm referring to, with the oil residue removed, it's a lot less noticeable, but it's right here. See it? Right there. Now this one could be a crack. I don't see this in the front, but this kind of corresponds to another picture somebody took. It's basically this one and this one. But this one doesn't, I don't see this in front. Now this one, see this one? This one looks like it's a casting blowout. Because look, it's bubbled up. That doesn't make sense. Again, this could have been caused when I was pushing the back piece here. But look at how thick that plastic is. Still, because I don't know what this plastic looked like before I pressed it together. Alright, so let's do the fix. So what I'm going to use is plastic weld on. It's very fast set. It's not for a certain fix. This is more of a preventative for me, since mine is a hairline crack and I don't want that to spread. But I mean, like, I'm just like, even right now from here, just pure eyesight, I see like almost scratch like lines here. See it here, here. You see it more at certain angles here, here, here. I use this for model making. This thing evaporates like crazy. This thing is so thin, it will wick inside that that hairline crack and fuse it. And this thing is really not, I wouldn't say corrosive, but it literally welds the plastic together. Like it's already evaporated from that piece that I have. Like I don't even see anything in here, you know? It's all internal. So once this thing has evaporated, that's it, it's dry. But to show off this thing's properties, it will literally like melt the plastic together, fusing it. Right there, see the glint? That's where the crack was, or is. So hopefully that's the plastic weld on being wicked through that very hairline crack and fusing that plastic together. This is not a filler, so don't expect it to fill in any damages. That's it. That's basically the preventative. Hopefully it won't degrade it. And the fact that it's not like I'm transforming this a lot. That's the first one that I'm gonna do. The second one is to follow what OptionZero wants and basically just sand off a little bit of this edge. Hold on a second. Okay, so this is pretty much dry to the touch already. So for the next one, it doesn't seem like you really need to sand a lot, so I'm just gonna sand it by hand. I'll do it off camera. I'll come back in a few minutes. Alright, so I've sanded it. So went ahead and sanded it, and we'll do a test fit at this part. Whereas before it was really tight, now it's moves a lot freer. I mean, like even back then, I don't think that was the cause. But now, I mean, like if it was so tight that moving this basically was creating a tension like that, that's probably what was causing it. This moves easier now. So I think that's good enough for me. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back together if I remember how to. Oh, let's test it on this guy. This guy is the back part. As you can see, unlike OptionZero, my ridges are still pretty good. They're all intact. Now it's definitely not tight anymore on mine, so there's like just like maybe a hair of looser than before. How was this? I don't know how this thing is supposed to be. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put it back together. Here's the back part of the piece that I'm hoping that reinforced it. All the weld on has infused into the cracks that I'm not seeing, but that liquid will wick into it and strengthen it, hopefully. So in order for me to put this back, so here's the thing, right? Here's how it separates. You have the the arms that are basically connected to this one. This is the back plate. I want to put the back plate here. Okay, you want to open up the arms completely. You want to put this in somewhat loosely because you need to sandwich it in. This is harder for me because I'm behind the camera. And then you want to take the front plate and somehow and kind of like loosely put it on the top, and then you position this in, and then you just squeeze it in, make sure. That's it. Now just close up the arms again and position your screws. I would do it like here in that one corner, and then another one on this corner. For now, tighten those up so you can kind of release your hands. Then I would grab the two that's meant for the middle. I am not gonna over tighten this. Well, this part I will. I'm not over tighten it, but make sure it's tight. But this one I'm not gonna over tighten because that will give another extra dimension of play, so that the plastic is not being stressed. It's weird though that the stress is only occurring in the front and not in the back, if it's really occurring because of this column going back and forth or my pressing it. There was no stress marks on the back plate. It's only in the front. I mean, you would think it would occur on both sides, seeing as how both sides will be subjected by this one going up and down. They're both being hit by that friction. And this one goes like this, and it's basically being held by this pin, which you would put prime head like so, and then this one is, instead of the metal pin that we used to have, it's this plastic pin. I think this is one of the trickiest ones too to put together. Okay, I'll have to do this off camera because I need to look at it really quickly. I'm gonna do this first because this is the tricky part. There, once that goes in, then I'll thread this one in, which is supposed to be this way. then, oh yeah, that worked. Oh, I forgot this one. Come on, there you go. All right. Oops. Oops. I didn't see this part in. Man, I'm really irritated by these. They always go out. All right, so you still see that bright, or you still see that bright shiny part over there. Let's see if it wipes off. Why am I gonna try to wipe this off? Well, oh darn. I was hoping that if I couldn't wipe it off, that means it was the glue that had penetrated as it was on the other side, but we'll have to wait and see. That's the best I could do. There's really not much else that can be done. Just being careful. It is much more looser for me, as you can see, with just that change and the fact that I didn't completely close it off. What OptionZero was mentioning is like, you really kind of don't need when you shave off or sand off the sides that I did on the gray part, it doesn't really hurt the toy that much, because technically, for example, in Optimus Prime mode, you have that, so it's still kind of, it's a little bit looser, yes, but in Omega Prime mode, this part is what's gonna lock in the back anyway, so it's not like it's gonna be loose once you lock it. So again, when you lock it, be careful, hold it here. That's the only thing I can think of that must have exasperated this part right here, because I just don't understand why. Because initially when I was doing it like that as well, but it's such a thick plastic though, I don't understand. But just in case, just hold it here when you click it on, and once you click it on, that thing's not gonna move, so sanding that part down, it doesn't really matter. That's it. I don't know if what I did helped, but initially the reason why I wanted to open it was to confirm and see if it was a crack for my copy, and I can definitely agree that mine did have that crack, hairline crack that is basically through. It's very, very small, but it's there, and I'm hoping, but just being careful, it won't make it worse, and hoping that the weld on wick through that crack, because if the oil was able to come out of that crack, then Yes, I'm pretty sure the weld on did as well. And hopefully that'll prevent it. Like I said though, I don't plan on transforming this a lot, putting a lot of pressure in this function, but it's there. It is happening. As careful as I was transforming it is, it's just basically there. So be careful. I hope you guys' copy is not flawed. But if you think there is a crack, then without even having transformed it too much, then yeah, maybe reaching out to Hasbro and they might be able to do something. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this helped you guys out, and I'll see you in the next review. Bye.